Guys, I hope you're ready for this because we are just about to go over the craziest story in real life Call of Duty history. Well, even more than just Call of Duty, this just may be one of the craziest stories in video game history, or real life stories in video game history, because my gosh, the craziest story just happened, and it's as crazy that you would forget to actually click record when you go to make a video. That's not what I just did, and this is totally not the second time I'm recording it, because if it was a second time, that would imply that I recorded it a time before and didn't forget. But regardless, we're going to be going over the article that broke today from Kotaku, written by Jason Schreier, talking about how Treyarch is going to be making next year's Call of Duty game. Of course, I'm not talking about this year's, which is going to be Infinity Ward's, probably making Modern Warfare 4. But of course, I'm talking about Call of Duty 2020, which apparently is going to be called Black Ops 5, made by Treyarch. And it is a crazy story. It is probably the craziest developmental story that we've ever seen ever. And yes, it's even crazy, and I hate to keep saying crazy, but I mean, I don't know any other way to explain it, but it's even weirder than the whole situation that happened with Infinity Ward during Modern Warfare 3 when the studio imploded on itself, because it's just weird. But anyways, let's actually jump over to the article itself right here. Hopefully I'm recording this time around, but as you guys can see, this is from Kotaku. Jason Schreier wrote it, and right here at the top, Call of Duty 2020 is an upheaval, and as Treyarch takes over, plans for Black Ops 5. So Black Ops 5 is going to be the next game's Call of Duty game's name. Okay, whatever, or I guess 2 games from now. But regardless, this part of the article just explains the release schedule for Call of Duty, which we all know. But after that, it says, for 2020, Activision had originally switched up things, assigning the Wisconsin-based support studio Raven to take a leadership role alongside Sledgehammer Games to make a Call of Duty game set during Cold War, likely involving Vietnam. As this very recently, it has changed. Now Treyarch, based in Santa Monica, California, is in charge of leading Call of Duty Black Ops 5 for 2020. So this little paragraph of the article alone could just be an insane story by itself, but unfortunately there's more, but we'll get into more in a second. But let's just understand the implications of that part of the article itself. So Raven Studios were going to take a leadership role for a Call of Duty game. They were going to make a mainline Call of Duty game and be the lead studio. That is crazy. That is just crazy, because a lot of people asked for that, and it looked like they could have had that opportunity if it wasn't squandered away by certain things, which we'll get into in a little bit. So I don't know. That is interesting just by itself, because that's what people have asked for. But it looks like it's not going to happen. Sledgehammer Games and them are just not going to be the leads in their Call of Duty game. Instead, Treyarch is stepping in, and they're the ones going to make the game. But of course, later inside this one, I'm just going to summarize this one because this is just a lot of nothing going on. But they said that they were already working on their Cold War single player mode, so they were working on the campaign, but this is going to be repurposed for Call of Duty Black Ops 5's campaign. So the only good news, actually there's only 2 good news throughout this entire article, but one of them is that Black Ops 5 is probably going to have a campaign because they were already working on it, and it's just going to be repurposed to be Black Ops 5's campaign. But considering it was a Cold War game, we're probably going to see a return of Cold War, because I can't imagine they're going to be able to make too many changes at this point in development, especially to its campaign, which, I mean, when's the game even releasing? Like a year and a half from now? So, I mean, they're going to have to grind some stuff, but I don't know. Anyways, for why this actually happened, I mean, what caused this whole situation to happen? What happened that Call of Duty is taking over? Why couldn't Sledgehammer and I guess Raven finish making their game? Well, it's actually 2 for different reasons, because Raven was actually, the reason they were even in the leadership role was because, I guess, yeah, you guys remember the story last year, right? Glenn Schofield and Michael Condrey, the co-founders of Sledgehammer Games, left and everything got better at Sledgehammer Games, right? Clearly that wasn't the case, because this just was a repeat of what happened with Infinity Ward during Modern Warfare 3, because what happened was Glenn Schofield went and retired, if I'm not mistaken. Well, they both went to work for Activision for a little bit. Then Glenn Schofield retired once his idea he proposed to Activision, instead of making a Call of Duty game, he wanted to make something else with Sledgehammer Games, but they said no, and then he retired because of that. And Michael Condrey worked for Activision for a little bit, then took off to 2K, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken on the story, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. But the second Michael Condrey took off to 2K, a lot of people that worked at Sledgehammer Games followed him over to 2K. So it's an exact repeat of what happened with Sledgehammer Games. What's his name? Something West? Jason West? Yeah, that's it. He took off to EA, made Respawn Entertainment, and when that happened, a lot of people from Infinity Ward followed him on over there. So it's the exact same situation, and because of this is the reason why Raven Studio stepped in to be the main developer. I mean, that is exactly what happened, except Sledgehammer was in the role. I guess you just replaced Sledgehammer with Infinity Ward, and Sledgehammer itself at the time with, I guess, Raven, if that makes sense. So it's the exact same situation, but that doesn't explain why Treyarch stepped in, because Raven stepped in. So what's Treyarch doing here? Well, I guess it happened later on, and apparently Sledgehammer Games and Raven Studios were not getting along. They were just constantly arguing between each other, and they just couldn't get anything done. That's the point. And because of that, Activision saw everything going on and saw that the game was its state was in an absolute mess, especially when the game had to be out in a year and a half's time. So it was just not going to get done with them bickering like this. So Activision stepped in and said, dude, you guys suck. Treyarch, get over here and fix their mess. So that is what happened, and that's the reason why it's even a crazier story than even what happened with Sledgehammer Game or Infinity Ward back during Modern Warfare 3. It is insane, because the reason why I think we can confirm this is crazier than that situation is because it has the exact same situation mixed in here. It's the exact same thing, except more, because I guess Infinity Ward didn't have tension between Sledgehammer Games when they stepped in to help them make Modern Warfare 4 or Modern Warfare 3, excuse me. So, you know, it is just so weird, and oh my gosh, I just don't even know what to say. It is just crazy. This is a crazy story, and I mean, that's pretty much it. But actually talking about the implications of this, I'm worried about the game. I mean, let's be honest. You know, Black Ops 4 was in a similar state probably. I mean, I'm hoping Black Ops 4 was in a worse state than this, because, you know, I don't want to see a repeat of Black Ops 4, which is crazy, but I don't know. We're going to have to see how this turns out. I hope the game's great. I hope it works out. I mean, I don't know what to say, except I hope it's fine. I mean, I hope they get everything done in a year and a half time. I just don't know what to say, because it is crazy. I mean, what we can confirm is that we're definitely not getting a second season of Zombies in Black Ops 4 for sure now, because, you know, they're going to be way too busy with their other stuff. But how does this affect the game? I mean, how is Black Ops 5 going to work? I mean, they're going to be repurposing things from the campaign that was worked on. They're going to do that for campaign. So sure, campaign's going to be fine. But what about multiplayer? What about zombies? How's that going to turn out? Because if it's a Treyarch game, they're going to make zombies, right? I mean, is zombies even going to be a thing? Because what if Activision told Ravens not to make a zombies game because they're moving away from zombies, and that's going to be Treyarch's things? And what does that mean for Treyarch? Are they going to have zombies? Are they not going to have zombies? I mean, what's going on? I just don't even know. It just really makes me question the development of the game itself. But then that affects us currently, because remember, we're currently in the cycle of a Treyarch Call of Duty game. We're in Black Ops 4 still. So what's this do to Black Ops 4's thing? Does it screw over Black Ops 4 even more, and they're going to have to take more things away from Black Ops 4 to work on Black Ops 5? Because, I mean, they have to. I mean, Black Ops 4 is already sold, where Black Ops 5, you know, you have to have a finished product in a year and a half time. So, you know, it looks like we may be getting screwed over with Black Ops 5 even more. This may be even less updates than ever. So, you know, this is crazy. I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys. It's just a crazy situation. I mean, I hope at least for the last 2 zombies maps, I mean, that's good, but besides that, I mean, I can't tell you anything else, because really at this point in time is where they start working on zombies development for the game. And that's why I'm worried that we may not even be getting it, because they got to be working on zombies for, of course, their next game, but they got to work on DLC 3 and 4. I mean, one of them is going to get screwed over. I mean, one has to, because, you know, I just don't think they have enough people working on it, since they do have 2 supporting studios now, being Sledgehammer Games and Raven, so maybe that'll help. I just don't know. It is just crazy, guys. I don't know what to tell you guys. I wonder how the game's going to look, because if Sledgehammer Games and Sledgehammer Games and Raven, that's who they were. I got the names mixed up. There's too many names for me to think about right now. But regardless, since they started working on the game, is it going to be running on their engine, or is it going to run on Treyarch's engine? I'm just not sure. This is going to be crazy, guys. Get ready for Call of Duty 2020, because that's crazy. I mean, I don't even know. Why are we talking about Call of Duty 2020 when we don't know really anything about Call of Duty 2019? It's just crazy. A crazy situation, and I just don't know what to tell you guys. But, I mean, I guess one other piece of good news is that they said randomly that inside this year's Modern Warfare, which is probably going to be Modern Warfare 4, is that they're going to experiment with free-to-play components. So, you know, that's cool, I guess. So we'll see how that turns out. But guys, just tell me what you guys think about this. I don't really have anything else to say. I just love to hear what you guys think about all this stuff, and, you know, that all stuff. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy this video, then go ahead and do all the normal YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, bell, share, and especially bell. But I'm going to go hit you guys next stream video or whatever it may be. But laters, guys.